Integration of the new technologies and alternative energies are adding new dynamism into globalization. Doha Round trade negotiations begin to accelerate, and the trends of the globalization will be further deepened. China is the most dynamic economy in the world, crowning the hottest destination in foreign direct investment for several years in a row. The role of the Chinese economy in globalization will only be boosted. Internally, urbanization and industrialization in China have not terminated. In fact, industrial relocation from the southeast to the vast western region of the nation is just the beginning. The huge central governmental-led efforts in economic restructuring and industrial upgrading towards domestic demand-oriented pattern will keep the vigor of the China's sustainable and healthy economic growth in the next 20 years. What I would like to add is that, although I'm talking about China factor, we just cannot ignore Asia factor. In terms of the fleet scale, we have 5 Asian countries or regions ranking into the world's top 10 shipping economies. In terms of port throughput, among the world's top 10 ports, only the port of the Rotterdam is not an Asian port. Speaking of the container ports, there are 7 Asian ports in the world's top 10 largest container port ranking. Shipbuilding capacity in Korea, Japan, and China accounted 90% of the world's total, compared with the 67% in the year 1990s. Relocation of the world economy and the trade center leads the change of the shipping center. Asia is increasingly important in globalized economy. In Fortune Global 500 released last year, there are 138 Asian companies, 154 Northern American companies, and 188 European companies. In the journey of a rising Asia, Singapore plays a vital role, especially in shipping and maritime trade. I won't elaborate in Singapore's unique role in the maritime world, since you will be given many good lectures at this interesting event of Singapore Maritime Lecture. Ladies and gentlemen, finally, I'd like to highlight that in post-crisis scenario, there are some trends and features in the global shipping that needs our attention. Shipping industry is now in recovery. The structural readjustment of carriers, clients, and shipping capacity will speed up. Collaboration among the shipping carriers will be enhanced. Intensity of the shipping will be strengthened. Cooperative ties among shipping carriers, logistics company, and financing institution will be much closer. Green shipping will become a trend for our industry. Ladies and gentlemen, rainbow always appear after heavy storms. I firmly believe after this unprecedented storm, the maritime industry will become much healthier and more sustainable. Finally, I wish the 4th Singapore Maritime Lecture a great success. Thank you very much for your invitation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Captain Wei. May I now invite Mr. S.S. Teo to join Captain Wei on stage and to facilitate the dialogue. Mr. Teo, please.
Thank you, Captain Wei, for the very aspiring speech. In fact, before the talk start, somebody asked me, will the talk be Chinese or English? So I need to prove myself that how well a speaker Captain Wei is. So
I prefer speaking in Mandarin.
No, I've attended many of the seminars, where Captain Wei gives a speech is equally, fluent in both. And so we have the floor open for questions. As usual, please state your name, your organizations. The floor is open. Yes, Andre.
Andreas Sobenthal from the BW Group. Captain Wei, I think many of us believe that China has a very bright future ahead, and that if we look at 10 years or 30 years, we believe and hope that the country will continue on this very successful path. My question, though, is to what extent do you think, looking at the next 3 years, that we might see, or 5 years, that we might see a setback or something that makes the roads a little bit bumpy for China in the near term?
Yes. Very good question for that. For me, still learning or did research about that. And China has a bright future. Thank you. That's correct forecast. And I firmly believe China has a bright future. Why? Chinese government set up the year 2020's goal is constructing a innovation country and to wear down living standard for all Chinese people. And even Costco, a company, we already to set up another decade strategy for year 2020 because 11 years ago I made the 10 years strategy until year 2010. We realized and bring Costco growing like today's size and situation. And the next decade, I already made the new strategy plan. So China will recently to restructuring. And for example, China economy, government totally understand before relies on the exporting, foreign trade, and also real estate. And now they focused on investment, exporting, foreign trade, and the consumer, domestic consumer consumption. So I believe through some years adjustment or restructuring, China economy will more stable, more strong. No doubt at all, because government is very clever, and the people totally understand. We say scientific development cannot look and only eye touch for making some profit, then pollution to the environmental and damage the human life. That's not so good. We Chinese CEO said, we don't like to contribute to profit with the bad stuff. We need to keep the safe environmental and making better environmental for the staff to working safely. Thank you.
Thank you. Any more questions? Yes.
Captain Wei, Chris Boyle from Interasia Bulk. In the bulk side, we're obviously very worried about the iron and steel industry, and we hear many stories on the real estate side in China, and overbuilding and many flats empty. What do you think that is? Can you give us a view short term on because obviously a lot of the iron and steel is going into the real estate market, and there are big question marks if that can be sustained. I'm just interested in your view on that.
Thank you. Very interesting questions. We say the China factory is a dynamic, is a main engine for the world shipping industry. The bulk fleet market depends on China import rock ore, so and so. For recently, due to negotiation between buyers and sellers, they have some fluctuation for the BDI index. But anyhow, I tell you, we forecast last year for BDI is 2,000 points. Then we keep something away. And this year we forecast BDI at least 3,000. Wang Yu said China given more strict control for the real estate, especially to restrict the state-owned enterprise getting into investment in the real estate. Yeah, it's correct. There will be affect some bulk carrier business, but tell you the infrastructure, not only real estate. Infrastructure includes railway, highway, and also urbanization, and to move more and more countryside people going to the city, to the town, they need a house, so and so. So I think there's no fundamental change for the bulk market. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Swan.
My name is Arun Dev. I'm from Newcastle University, Singapore. Thank you, Captain Wei, for an excellent talk. We learned a lot about China's contribution in global maritime shipping. And I'm glad that you mentioned at the green ship at the end of the talk, which I was expecting. I'd like to ask you one thing, as you're also involved in the shipbuilding and ship repairing, and China has got a lot of people. Does that motivate you to bring the productivity in your industry? As you have many people to do the work,
Yeah.
does that motivate you to think about productivity in the industry?
Sure. He's with because work in China. Are you keen to improve productivity? Any course?
Yes, the good question for that. China has a 1.3 billion population. So the big problem is that, so sometimes last year I hate the China delegation on behalf of the China Association of Trading Service to visit the United States. I delivered a speech in the National Press Club for 1 hour. I also answered 7 questions. The protectionism from U.S. side, they say it's Chinese the will, the cow will, and we need to collect more additional tax because that already affect the jobless in the United States. I said, according to my information, that's only the spare wheel in the afterback of the car. If you give them more restriction for the Chinese wheel or tire manufacturer, they will invest them more to produce the 4 wheels. That will be causing more jobless in the United States because you said affected U.S. job, but population U.S. 300 million population. China 1.3 billion. If you restricting protectionism cause in China many times jobless than U.S., we need to understand each other and through negotiation to keep the business of foreign trade continuous. They say, understand.
Thank you.
Chinese government always consideration how to provide more jobs for Chinese people to keep the society stable. If one country says, okay, we protection our jobs, causing Chinese more jobless, that also unfair. Thank you. Good question. Yeah.
Yes.
Roberto Giorgi from Fishits. Captain White, I think your biggest challenge probably is to become scratch in golf. But apart the golf, what is your biggest challenge in your company?
So,
Besides golf, what is the biggest challenge?
yes, as the CEO and the president of the company, the challenge is how to bring your company smoothly development, can over something, you need to explore how many ways led you to that. It means as a CEO, you need to clarify how many ways can bring your company bankrupt. Then you give 5 ways, you block. Okay, you never dead, never bankrupt, then consideration how to development. So the CEO first priority think about how to risk management. Then protecting your company, always leave it there. Then second word is the mouth. Mouth is publicity. To let all your staff understand the CEO's strategy, the goal, and let all the partners, interest partners understand what this company is doing. For example, Costco, I will bring the interest for all the staff and shipper partners, society, so and so. They say, this company is good, we support. For example, Indian Ocean tsunami several years ago, I heard that 220,000 people over. I immediately call all the global Costco staff, donate from your pocket to support the regional Indian Ocean people to rebuild their house. 10 million RMB within 1 day. Morning I call, afternoon I collected 10 million RMB through the Red Cross to the India area. And Wenchuan earthquake, I immediately call all the staff, including the subsidiary company. Finally, we total donate 100 million RMB to this area, including my partnership from the